It is the 25th of August. There was only room for two because it's me and the big guy, Steve Palazzolo, and we're going to start with this. Budda Baker. How many dollars did he make? This is ridiculous. The most highly paid safety now in the NFL. Steve, your take on the Cardinals paying Budda.
I hate when good players just end up getting overpaid because he's a good player. He's fun to watch. He flies to the football. He's one of the best run defending safeties in the NFL for whatever that's worth. He's just a step slow in coverage, especially in zone. That's what Arizona plays. His coverage grade was subpar last year, but still plays a lot of snaps. He's a versatile player. Last year was his first year playing free safety, but he's a good, not great player. So to then pay him the highest safety contract in NFL history, that's a little too much. So overpaid for the Budda Baker contract.
Yeah, it's impossible not to be overpaid when you're not the top safety and you're paid like the top safety. It's interesting. The Cardinals allowed a higher rate of completions over the deep middle of the field than you would have expected. So if you're buying a free safety, that's a bad decision. Now, are they buying a guy that they want to play in the box a ton and play in the slot a lot? Sure, but why do you pay that guy so much money? My theory is maybe they're trying to make up for stealing DeAndre Hopkins. They're trying to give a little bit back, trying to get some karma back on their side so that it doesn't completely screw them down the road. I love Budda Baker. The name's also very cool, but this deal's ridiculous.
You're always thinking outside the box. So another safety, more news.
Budda Baker.
The Cleveland Browns, they are getting absolutely torched by injuries right now, especially in the secondary. When we looked back at their draft, they had 3 first-round caliber players from our draft board, one of which was Grant Delpit. He goes down with an injury. He's going to be out for the season. How much does this affect the Browns, their secondary, and their chances for the season?
Yeah, we talk a lot about the importance of coverage and the importance of having not just a couple good coverage players, but having depth in coverage. And man, that's going to be such a tricky division to come out of. Every piece matters. I love the way that the Browns have been building this team, and Delpit was one of those big reasons. He projected to have the best playmaker rate of any safety coming out of the draft last season, and they could certainly use more plays being made on that team, both offensively and defensively. So while it's hard to project a rookie, especially in year one, every little bit helps. So I think this is a decently big blow.
Yeah, I think there's a trickle-down effect in that entire back seven because the Browns had our number 31 ranked linebacking core. They already lost Mack Wilson as well, but they have a ton of safeties, and they already discussed defensively they might be moving some safeties up into the box to play linebacker. Delpit just hurts that depth. The playmaking thing, we saw that on film. He had free safety type of range, just needed to cut down on the 39 missed tackles over the last 2 years. So I think Delpit was a legitimate back-end playmaker. I think the range of outcomes would have been wide for him as a rookie, and he would have been one of those key pieces where if the Browns won 10 games, you'd look back and probably say it was because of Delpit. So they're losing, potentially some of their high-end outcomes this year because he is a potentially valuable piece in a secondary that needs all the depth that they can get.
Depth matters. Last topic here. Trey Lance going to play one game. Everyone's going to watch. Are you going to be there in person to watch the game, Steve?
Oh, that's the only way to scout, George. It only counts if you're there in person. You got to be on the sideline. You got to see how he interacts with his teammates in that one game. You got to see if the ball flies out of his hands. And then whatever happens in that game, it only matters when you were there in person. You can't get the full effect on TV. You can't get the full effect on all 22. You have to be there in person. Neil, Chris, fly me out there. I have to go to the Trey Lance game. It's the only way to get the right evaluation on him. We'll bring Renner too.
I've got to feel the zip on his passes, the culture he instills in his team. I got to be there. Here's my thought on this. It's going to be overblown how he plays in that game. But I like the idea of having only one game. You know the pressure's on you in your senior season, but at North Dakota State, the pressure's never on you because no one's watching. This year, though, people are going to watch this game. We're going to get to see him play under real pressure. Unfortunately, the competition probably still going to suck, but at least it adds a little bit of oomph to it, a little bit of seriousness to his performance. So I'm excited to overreact to it.
PFF data scientist decides that the small sample size one game is the way to go. It's just, what a year, 2020.
Only for North Dakota State.
Only for them.
You want to get rid of me and get back to more great PFF YouTube content? All you have to do is push that button right there and subscribe. Thanks for watching.